Hi and welcome. You're watching another 24/7 TBC live broadcast. My name is Paul, and this is episode 57, and today's date is June 3rd, 2018. And the title of this episode is Keeping the Message Practical, number 7. Now, what we are doing with our cryptocurrency coin, which is called the Billion Coin, TBC is short for the Billion Coin, is we are distributing our coin out for the last 2 years in a fairly equal distribution of our wealth, the wealth that our coin represents. This cannot be done if a coin is on a market exchange, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Monero. All the other coins are on a market where the rich can come in and buy what they want, raise that price up and bring everybody else in because they want to earn some money. They see it as an investment. They don't quite understand how the market may work. And it's just like the stock market or any market. It is the central banking system. It's the Wall Street system. Excuse me. So they come in, and then when the price gets high enough, the rich sell. Okay, it's called pump and dump. They pump the price up on the market on the prices of what they want to, and then they dump it when they hit a point where they want to dump it. And the masses will panic and sell their coin, or they'll wake up the next morning and a coin will their profit will be gone, and even their investment. It can happen that fast. So it's very risky to play with that market system. And I shouldn't say we, but the creators of our coin, it's a team effort, didn't want anything to do with that. They had a mission right from the beginning to eliminate global financial poverty. The only way they could do that is if they kept a small amount of control over the distribution of the wealth of their coin. Okay. Plus, they had to make sure that there was no volatility in the price, that the price of their coin never went up and down. And in fact, it only went up. So they created an algorithm that was based on the value of you and I, people. I'm going to quickly move over, just hang on a second, to see if anybody's live today. See if anybody's live. Okay, my computer's not working correctly. It's slowed down. Hang on a second. Let me see what I can do here. For some reason, I'm not showing my live chat. Let me refresh the page. Okay, that helped. I do see some people, but I don't hear myself talking. Let me switch over to my speaker system. That helped. I do see some people, but I don't hear myself talking. Okay, now I can switch over to my speaker system. That helped. I do see some people, but I don't hear myself talking. Okay, now I switch over to my speaker system. Okay, looks like everything's good. Sanu Ram Swagari, welcome. Haven't seen you here before, so I'm glad you're here today. It's kind of a slow day, slow weekend. Crypto TBC, welcome. Stephen Covey, welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here and supporting us, supporting me. And I turn around and I support you. Now, let's get back real quick to what I was talking about with our Billion coin. We do have control over how we distribute that coin. And we are an algorithm that controls the value of our coin by the people. So when members join, they actually help to increase the value of the coin. Each time a member joins our community of the Billion Coin, okay, and they come in and they accept a free gift of Kringles, which is a division of the coin, which is currently, I think, around $2,000. We're giving it away free to anybody who wants it, whether they're a day-old child or the oldest person in the world. Anybody in the world can get that for free, okay? And they join our community and they go through 10 questions, which will let them know what the mission statement is and let them know whether they really want to be a part of our mission to eliminate global poverty. And that's financial poverty whenever I say that. Common sense, okay? So if you are like-minded, not selfish, not greedy, and you're watching this and you would love to get rid of global poverty and the horrors that come with it all over the world, you need to be involved in our community. We've been around for 2 years. We've got 3.2 million people involved already. And we are moving over to a very, very high-tech, very quick when it comes to transaction time, new blockchain 2.0. Okay, so it's going to be a game changer in the industry. As far as we know, as far as I know, we're the first one to have it. And so basically, our TBC coin is based on the value of gold. Okay, it used to be based when we started out on the value of the euro, or based on the euro. Okay, just made it simple for everybody to understand. And but now that we've grown this much, it makes sense to switch it to something real, a currency that does have a currency that's actually money, and that's what gold is. Okay, so we base it on the smallest measurement of gold, which is a grain. Okay, takes 480 grains to make a troy ounce of gold, or to equal 1 ounce of gold. Okay, so each grain right now at the current gold price is worth approximately $2.80. So every time a member joins, it raises the price of the full coin. One coin, it raises the price up by $2.80. Okay, so if we have thousands joining every day, which we do, it raises that price up very quickly. So we have the most expensive coin in the world of cryptocurrencies, okay? Our Kringles, divisions of our Kringles are expensive. I mean, one Kringle right now is worth around $8. Okay, but what we have is the best of both worlds. We have the ability to control how we distribute the coin. Well, actually, it's not us, the members. It's the admin, the creators. It's a team effort. These people they're as smart as they get, and they know what they've been doing because I've been involved for over a year, and all I have seen is just improvement, improvement, improvement. Every week, every day, every month, the whole system gets better. They really know what they're doing. Okay, and I got involved in cryptocurrency probably about 6 months previous to finding out about TBC. I mean, I'd heard about the Billion Coin way back in 2011, but I thought it was crazy. And because I'm not real, techie kind of guy when it comes to computers, so I didn't even want to even bother taking a look at it because it would have probably bored me. But that's my problem, now that's okay. Okay, but by 2016, it had gotten so popular that I had to take a look. I knew it wasn't going away after 5 more years. Okay, so then I took a look at it and I realized what blockchain was, what the technology was. It was just like when the internet came out. I don't remember thinking exactly what I thought about the internet. I just knew that it was amazing and I wanted to drive it. Okay, so I got involved, but I really didn't know what was going to happen. But of course, the more I learned about it, the more I realized this wasn't going to go away. The internet was here. That was it. That was the future. And that's the way I discovered the blockchain technology to be. It's something that wasn't going to go away. Okay, it's not going away. It's only going to improve and get better. And it is creating freedom for everyone that uses it, because it is encrypted. Can be used for so many different things to keep things private. So we have people out there all over the world using it for all kinds of different things. Okay, it's all good. I haven't seen anything bad yet. Okay, the problem is the central banking system that you and I are aware of that controls the world, or has been controlling America's money system since 1913, when the Federal Reserve Act was passed, and we unconstitutionally handed our money system over to a private bank called the Federal Reserve. They took the money system over, and we didn't have money anymore. So what they did, and the whole point was, they lent our government money, and they charged interest. And the government had to do another unconstitutional thing, what is create the IRS and collect taxes, income taxes from the American people. Okay, that was the beginning of being enslaved by the central banking system, by these central bankers that have been around long before our country was even formed. They had already taken over Europe, basically, okay? And they just kept going. And they are the cause, because there's such a few amount of them. I mean, think about it. I say this every day almost. We've got 7.6 billion people on this earth. 2,200 billionaires is all we have. Out of 7.6 billion people, we only have 2,200 billionaires that have most of the wealth, more wealth than the rest of the 7.6 billion people that have to live on. Okay, so the central banking system is very, very powerful because they've got all the wealth. Not all of it, but you know what, you understand what I'm saying. They've got the vast majority of it. And they've been doing this for centuries, okay? It's all goes back to the monarchies, the kings and the queens, the empires. That's what they have done. They take advantage of their power and their wealth, and they collect more of the people's wealth as time goes by. And the rest of us, we're just peasants, okay? We don't consider ourselves peasants here in America, do we? No, and of course, in any first world country, we don't. But then when we think about what we are doing, and we go down the street and we see people living in tents on sidewalks, then it kind of messes with our heads, because it's like, okay, why is this happening in America? You know, one of the top most richest countries in the world, okay? Probably the first or second richest country in the world. Why do we have poor people in this country? Why? What's wrong? What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this picture? Okay, so this is our mission, and we are at a point in history because of technology that now we can actually do something as a people. We can get our lives back. We can eliminate poverty. We can take the world back and give it in our hands, not these central bankers' hands. Central bankers come into a country, they buy up the politicians, now they own the government. And they strip the land of its resources, and they leave the people in poverty. Just look. Just read some history, okay? So, not anymore. And we already see it happening all over the world, okay? Russia was the first to get rid of the central banking system and get off the US dollar. They have put their ruble and backed it by gold. China has done the same thing, okay? And they're really aggressive about it. Not to mention, China is the largest consumer of oil in the world. They buy oil like crazy, okay? So they no longer use our petrodollar, the US dollar, the Federal Reserve note. they are asking countries who have been supplying them with oil to accept their gold-backed Chinese yuan. And the people in these other countries are saying, your money is backed by gold? Yeah, we'll take it. Okay, and then these US dollars are coming back here. And they're going to flood our system. Countries are doing this all over the world. Okay, they're moving their money, monetary systems over to gold again. They're repatriating their gold. Just do a little research online, you'll find out it's true. Okay, Venezuela is one who has not only backed their money by gold just recently, but the money they came up with is a cryptocurrency. I think they call it the petro coin because they were going to base it, or they were going to back it with their oil. But because they still have the US dollar system, central banking system in that country, who put the sanctions on that country that they couldn't sell oil, the people were still starving to death. The people couldn't sell their oil, they couldn't feed themselves. Central bankers don't give a crap about humanity. Okay, all they care about is themselves. Okay, so in order to get around these sanctions and around the control of the central bankers, the socialistic government created a cryptocurrency in Venezuela called the petro coin. And they said, okay, we're going to back it with our oil. And then the people said, well, that doesn't make any sense because we can't sell the oil. Oh, gosh, you know, that's right. But guess what? We have our gold back. We literally have the gold in our country, people. So we're going to back this coin by gold. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. And now they're making deals with the Palestinians, another group, country, whatever you want to call it, of people that have been oppressed and slaughtered for decades in the Middle East because of the central bankers like Netanyahu. Not the Jewish people, not the Israelite people who really don't like Netanyahu at all. None of the Jews here in America like Netanyahu. Okay? This is about power and control and evilness. And all you got to do is just look, do some research, and you'll find out that it's true. Netanyahu has 10 times the nuclear power that Iran is supposed to have. I know I'm getting off the subject a little bit, but I got to get through this because politics and money and what we're doing to change things is all interrelated. You can't have one without the other. You can't own the politicians without having some money to buy those politicians. And do you understand when we have the money again, that we can buy our politicians? Now we've got control of our country, our government, and what we do, not somebody else who is hoarding all of the country's resources to themselves and leaving nothing, crumbs, for the rest of the American people. I'm just talking about America. This is happening in every country. You know, and Trump ran on this Make America Great Again, and I always mention this. Okay, Make America Great Again. The Patriots voted him in. Okay, he wasn't supposed to win. It's like John F. Kennedy wasn't not supposed to win against Richard Nixon. Okay, but the Patriots got him in, and he went to work. And he had a opportunity to make massive changes at that time, the way things were set up. In spite of the fact that there was no internet, the timing was still good. And the central bankers saw him as the biggest threat that you could imagine. Okay, so we know what happened to John F. Kennedy, right? We also know what happened to Robert Kennedy, his brother, when he tried to come up against Nixon again in '68. Okay, Nixon came in, and in 1971, he took us off the gold standard. Just took the money completely off of gold. No more backed by gold. It became completely worthless in 1971. And the bankers were saying, no, we're just going to do this for 4 or 5 years. We're going to bring the gold back because we've got to fix our system. There's so much speculating out there going on with gold, and it's messing with our prices and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, that was never their intention to bring it back, and they never did. Now we're 22 trillion in debt. You look at all these countries in the world, they're in debt, foreign debt. What is that? Every country should have its own monetary system. They shouldn't be in debt to anybody. Now, I understand that some countries don't have as much as other countries, but they can deal enough with, if they have their own money, they can deal enough without having to go into debt. And certainly they don't have to go into debt where they're paying interest. Okay? This is all based on scarcity mindset. Okay, which is what we've been raised with. I was raised with it. My parents were raised with it. Okay, it's all we've ever known. And it's very hard to change that mindset over to abundance, which is what there is in this world, is abundance. But now we are at the crossroads of history where we, the people, are going to take everything back. It's going to happen. We just want you to be aware of it. So we're doing these videos to let you know this is where it's going. Just keep your eyes open, you know, and watch what's going on with the economy and the politics in the world. You'll start to see peace coming to countries where peace was never there. You're going to start to see countries changing their monetary systems over to gold. Not literally gold money, but backed by gold. The ruble, the yuan, on and on and on. Okay? You're going to see cryptocurrencies being created by governments of countries who want to take control back. The people want the control back from the central banking system. They don't want to be told anymore what to do. They don't want to have sanctions put on them if they're not following the central bankers' rules. Okay? The whole thing with what's going on in the European Union is a perfect example of the corruption that is going on by the central banking system. The people are rebelling. Nobody wants anything to do with the US dollar or the Federal Reserve note. They don't want anything to do with what's going on in their countries, with all of these migrants pouring in, okay, which is what George Soros is doing. He's pouring all these migrants into European countries so he can mix up the cultures and take control and create chaos, which is what they're all about. The people are rebelling against this. The crime is going out, but they can't do anything about it as long as they're under that system, can they? But you see what's going on. These governments are pulling away from the West, pulling away from that US dollar, and they're moving to the East. They're moving to the Chinese yuan. They're making deals with Russia. They're getting their energy, their gas, their oil, whatever they're getting from Russia, they want it. Okay, while the central banking system here in America is saying, oh, Russia is our enemy. China's our enemy. They're the bad people. American citizens, please don't get into cryptocurrency. It's a scam. Okay? Don't get involved in cryptocurrencies. You're going to get hurt. We're going to try to protect you. In fact, we won't even let you buy any cryptocurrency with our Visa cards. Okay? Because we're concerned about you getting ripped off. Oh, it's okay though if you want to use our Visa cards in the casinos where we know you're going to lose. That's all right. Use all you want. But we can't allow you to buy Bitcoin because we don't have control of it. You would be wealthy without us being able to control you. Okay, don't buy gold or silver either, American citizens, because, you know, you can end up losing. You want to stick with the money, man. You want to stick with the US dollar. Yeah, I know we're having some problems, but we'll get it fixed. You know, this is what's going on, friends. And we're at a point now where things are going to change, and they're already changing. We want you to open up your eyes a little bit more and see what's going on, and then take advantage and be able to do something. For the first time, you can stay at home, sit behind your computer, and actually know you're doing something to change the world and make it better. How many of us get to do that? Just a small amount of people, huh? Small amount of people are put in a position to go out and actually do the work. the physical work of helping. Okay, we do what we can, don't we? If we see somebody out in front of a store, we used to call them bums when we were kids. These people that are homeless, they might be mentally ill, they're poor, they've got signs, and they've got their buckets, whatever. And if we've got cash on it, and we're ending up in a cashless society, okay, so it won't be long before we won't have cash on us anymore if we stay under this system. But even if we don't, digital is where it's all going, okay? And these poor people can have a wallet because it's free. And we can sit there and give them what we want digitally, okay? Just common sense, okay? But we do what we can, don't we? We give them money, and if we don't have money on us, we got a debit card, and we'll go into the store and buy something for them and bring it back out to them. It's a temporary fix. I always mention this. It's a temporary fix, right? It's not a solution. It's not a solution because it's not going to get that person any help for the long time. It's just temporary, which is great. It's great, but that's all we're able to do, and it's not our fault, so don't feel bad. It's a central banking system that has created this in not only our country, but in all countries of the world where they have control. But they're losing their control. They're losing their control right now for the first time in history. Why? Because of blockchain technology. Because of blockchain technology. Okay? They can't stop it. They are freaking out. When the world has turned against this monetary system, the only thing that system can do is bring gold back to their currency. And they might do that. They would have no choice. If they won this war that's going on between us, Trump, and them, they'd still have to bring gold back because nobody's going to want their fiat currency. You see what I'm saying? But that's not going to happen. Trump and patriots are not going to allow that to happen. We're going to bring our own cash backed by gold, and we're going to finish off the central bankers forever. We're bringing the money back into the people's hands. Okay? We're draining the swamp. But you know what? We're draining the swamp of the whole world because we can't make America great again unless we make the whole world great again. Think about that. It's just common sense and logic. And I use this analogy every single day. It's like if you're sick and you've got a bad liver and you need some kind of nutrient, some kind of drug, some kind of something to heal that liver, okay? But nothing seems to be working because the whole rest of your body is sick, loaded with toxins and parasites and all kinds of muck. So how do you expect to make your liver great again when the rest of your body is filthy? You see what I'm saying? You've got to clean out the parasites, clean out the filth, start over again, eat good foods, blah, blah, blah. Get your energies back the way it's supposed to be flowing, that electricity, because we're made out of electricity. Everything's electricity. So you do that, and then the liver heals, and you make that liver great again. But that's because the whole rest of the body is healed. We cannot make America great again, friends and patriots, unless we make the world great again. So that's what we're doing. And nothing's going to stop us. And we are ahead of the game. The Billion coin is ahead of the game by 2 years. We have an abundance-based coin, which just means our coin never goes down in value. It goes up every day. Every day we have thousands of people join us, right? And that's really going to step it up now that we're moving over to this really fast transaction blockchain platform, 2.0. Okay, so right now I shouldn't say right now. The way we're distributing this is the blockchain, of course, is completely decentralized. If you know anything about blockchain technology, you know it's decentralized. Nobody is in control of it. That's central. That's centralization. It's decentralization is what this technology is. Okay, it's in the hands of a lot of independent miners, or however the system works. I'm not big on the technology, okay? I just learned enough to realize, holy moly, okay? Holy moly. But I didn't know what to do except buy some Bitcoin and sit on it. I wasn't about to play in the market with it, you know, and all it's done is gone up in value over the long term. It's worth way more than it was when I bought it. You see what I'm saying? And the merchants and the retailers out there that are accepting Bitcoin right now, they're doing the same thing. They're letting it sit in their wallet because they've got enough cash flow, enough fiat currency going through their businesses that they don't need to use that Bitcoin. Because it might go down the next day and then they'd lose, right? If they were stuck using Bitcoin, because it's on that market. The price is volatile. Is that how you say it? So how can they have complete faith in it? Well, they can have enough faith to know that, hey, 12 months from now, it's going to be worth more. And 12 months later, it's going to be worth more. That's how those systems work when they're on a market like that. Okay? So because of supply and demand, they know in long term it's always going to go up. There's only going to be 21 million coins made for Bitcoin. Only 21 million. We have 7.6 billion people in the world. It is not a solution to restore global abundance. It's not a solution to eliminate global poverty, but it is an option to protect your wealth. Just like if you bought some gold, you bought some silver, bought some platinum, bought some precious stones, diamonds, whatever. Something of real value to protect as an option the fiat wealth that you possibly and most likely have. Your IRAs, your 401s, whatever they're called, okay? Stock market, stocks that they're based on that you have no control over. You just pray to God it's going to keep working and that retirement money is going to still be there. Okay? But yeah, we've seen it crash. We saw it crash in 2008. We saw it crash in 2000. We saw people lose their entire retirements. We saw people lose their homes like crazy. I saw it. I had friends. And I physically saw it being here in Las Vegas where we had this gigantic real estate boom going on in 2005, 2006, 2007. It was unreal. And then it just went, took a poop. That was the end of that. People had refinanced their homes. They were fixing their homes up. There was no looking back. Everything, we were told that the future is bright. And it was a lie. And now those banks own your home. Those who lost it. Okay? And yeah, it stirs up feelings inside you when you literally see what the central banking system is, when you know its history, when you know who the people are, who they have been, and what's going on, and what has been going on. It's just a little common sense and a little logic, and you're going to know it's true. We are not free people. We don't own anything. We don't even own our homes. Okay? But that gets a little deeper. But the point is, we're going to take things back and we're going to make changes. And I'm here to tell you about those changes. Now, the way our coin works is we have kept control over the wallet system. Okay? There's no control over the decentralized blockchain. Okay? There's no control over, that, as it always is with all coins. But with all other coins, you notice that there's tons of wallet systems out there. You can join this wallet system, use that wallet system, use that wallet system. Even the trading exchanges have their own wallet systems, which is really scary because the trading exchanges are, again, not centralized. I mean, they're not decentralized like the blockchain. These trading exchanges can be regulated and made against the law, and they can't do business in that country again. Okay? So trading exchanges are risky. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about trading exchanges. Okay, so, but anyway, we have kept control of the wallet system. You can only get the wallet from our system. Okay? And with other wallet systems with cryptocurrency, every time you make a transaction with Bitcoin, say, let's just use Bitcoin as an example, you purchase something with some Satoshi, that's a division of their coin. It's called Satoshi. It's named after Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of the blockchain technology, who created the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. His name is most likely not Satoshi Nakamoto, but that's what he called himself. Anyway, when you make a transaction using your wallet, the miners will charge you a fee. Somebody out there will charge you a fee if that wallet system is not being controlled by somebody who has an abundant mindset. Okay, so you will be charged fees, and those fees add up, even though they're just hardly nothing. We did see them go up to ridiculous prices when Bitcoin's system got, clogged, whatever you want to say it. It got, bogged. There's a good word. It got bogged down. And it was taking forever to get transactions to go through because the old 1.0 platform can only do approximately, they average about 7 transactions a second. Okay, about 7 transactions a second. They can get up to about 16 without it slowing down too bad per second. Okay, and that's what all of these 1.0 blockchain platforms can do. That's their limitations. And so when the trading was gotten so powerful, so big, halfway through 2017, it just, every trade is a transaction. So it really bogged their system down. And they had to create a fork, what they call it. Don't ask me what that is, but that's what they call it. And they created a new coin called Bitcoin Cash. Okay. And that helped the system get back to what it is, which is still about an average of 7 transactions per second. Now, the new blockchain that we are migrating over to right now is supposed to do the same amount of transactions that Visa and MasterCard can do, which is an average of 2,000 per second. Okay? And it could go up to a lot more than that. It could probably go up to 6,000 transactions per second if it had to, with it not being a problem on that system. Okay? Because it's not going through a blockchain process. It's just digital and electricity and server capability, right? So anyway, that's the way our new blockchain works though. Okay? Because technology improves, or it actually doubles every 18 months. So since that old blockchain was created back in 2009, the technology has doubled every 18 months, every year and a half since then. And we built this thing last year, at the end of last year and the beginning of this year. We built it. Okay? And this is where things are going. It's, like I said, technology is always going to get better. And all I can tell you is blockchain technology is not going away. It's not. It can't. And so now we're making changes. Okay, so back to what we're doing and how we're distributing our wealth here at TBC, the Billion Coin. We are a private community. You join us by filling out a form that puts your name. They just ask you your name. They ask you an email address. It's got to be a real email address because you will get at least 2. No, you'll get 3, I think, right now. You'll get 3 different email addresses. You'll need to open those 3 mails, on that address that you leave, that you will need to find probably in your spam, and click on a link inside there that says activate or confirm, by clicking this link. It's like a hyperlink. And that will set your wallet up. It will set your back office up. It's called Kringle Cash because we call our division of the Billion Coin Kringles. And it will allow you to give the gift away to all your friends and family and get them involved, because the more people that come in, the more our money is used, the more our Kringles are used. We are already using it as money, peer-to-peer. We buy things from each other all the time. You name it, we'll buy it. If somebody's got it and wants to sell it for TBC because they know after they receive that TBC, the price of that TBC is only going to go up. We had a guy, I said this yesterday, but I always like to bring it up again because it can turn a light on in your brain. And there was a guy selling a plot of land in Arizona for $16,000. He was selling a plot of land for $16,000 in Arizona. A guy with TBC, Kringles, approached him and said, "I'd like to buy your lot with TBC. Will you accept it?" And the guy says, "Well, what's TBC? Is that a cryptocurrency?" And the TBC guy said, "Yes." He goes, "Okay, well, let me find out about it, because I don't know if I've ever heard of TBC, the billion coin. I've heard of Bitcoin, but I haven't heard of the billion coin." But at least he had heard of Bitcoin, which was good. So he went and did some research, and the next day he came back and said, "Geez, this is unreal. I will accept your TBC." And the guy with the TBC said, "Okay, you're asking 16,000. I'm going to give you 10,000 in TBC." And the guy goes, "Well, I don't understand. I want to sell it for 16, not 10. And the guy says, "Well, do you understand that our coin is only going to go up in value? It's never going to go down. And it's going to go up in value until we hit our first billion people. That's when the price stops. We only have 3.2 million people right now. So that price is going to go up every day for quite a while, at least another 2-3 years." Okay, until we hit our first billion. And so then the light went on in his head when he realized that by accepting 10,000, he was really going to end up with millions of dollars for that plot of land. Not to mention, he was setting himself up for the cookie reward promotion, which will make him even more wealthier in TBC. Okay, set himself up for 100 coins, 100 full coins is what he did by purchasing that land for $10,000. Not purchasing, but by selling his land for $10,000 to the guy who had Kringles to buy it. Okay, so we are doing what we're supposed to do, use it as money, because it is real, it is money. But the more people that come in and have it, then the more people are going to be using it. The more it's going to be in demand. The more people are going to want it. It just spirals, it just grows like that. And the faster we grow, the faster we'll grow. The bigger we grow, the faster we'll grow. Okay? So we have these promotions where, because we control, not we, but again, the admin, controls how he distributes those coins, because only he can do it. Okay? All we can do is sell the coins that we have in our own wallet to others. Okay? And we're trusted sellers, which means we won't discount the coin. We won't sell you $1,000 worth of Kringles for $100. It's not going to happen. If the price that day is $1,000 for so many Kringles, and that's what we're going to sell it to you for. Okay? Anything less, excuse me, and it will devalue the coin. It will destroy the coin. Okay? That's another good reason why admin has control over the wallets and keeps that control. Because if somebody goes and tries to discount our coin, which will ruin the coin, they're gone. Okay? So it's the best of both worlds. Admin has the coin. Doesn't do him any good for him to sit on that coin. Nothing. He's got to get it out there into our hands. And those of us who work at spreading the word and bringing people in, he just rewards us like you wouldn't believe. He just gives us coins. That's just his way of saying thank you to you guys that are doing the work. Yes, there's a lot of you that just accept the gift and sit on it and see if it's going to happen. But you're not doing anything to make it happen. So you'll just be fine with what you got. Okay, it's a system where it's not one of those systems where, oh, I got to get in at the beginning. I got to get in at the beginning of Bitcoin, and it's too late for me to be a millionaire now. Okay, it's like with the stock market and Microsoft back in the day, right? When Bill Gates first came out and was selling his stock, if you didn't buy it right then, you didn't end up a millionaire or a multi-millionaire. And now it's too late. You can't buy enough stock unless you're filthy rich already of Microsoft. It's over. That's what that's what a market does. Okay, we're not on a market. Our coin is the only coin not on the market. There's another coin coming out that validates us. It'll be out in a year from now by the messaging giant Telegram. Okay, and it's based on an algorithm. Okay, just a slight difference from us. Every person that comes into our program raises the price when they spend $10 on their back office and a lifetime wallet. $10 charge one time. Well, actually, it's an annual fee for the back office. Okay, it's an annual fee for the back office, but you pay $10. It includes a lifetime wallet with no transaction fees ever. Okay, now we never charged that $10. We just started charging that $10 a month ago. Okay, because we realized that by just giving the gift away completely free, people were not taking it seriously. They weren't putting any value on it. They were just sitting on it. They weren't doing anything. They weren't telling their spouses. They weren't telling their kids. They weren't telling their cousins. They weren't telling anybody. Okay? Because a lot of them are new to cryptocurrency and they don't really understand it. Even though Bitcoin has been out there and all these other coins are going, and there's a ton of people that are setting themselves up as an option to protect their wealth. And that is a very smart thing to do. It's like buying gold, except you can carry this thing around. It's on a cloud, okay? Nobody can steal it from you, okay? Unless they torture you to give up your passwords and all your keys for that wallet, right? Okay, so this is the future. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, Telegram is bringing out a coin. Their algorithm is based on whenever someone buys their coin, it raises the value of the coin by a fraction. So the next person that buys has to buy it at a fraction higher. And then the next person has to buy it at a fraction higher. Genius, huh? That's an abundance-based coin. It can never go down in value. That coin is going to go up in value every single day because people are going to purchase it every day when it comes out, especially from a company that has been around since 2013 and is successful as a Telegram messaging or chat service is. It's completely private, okay? There's no third party that knows what you're chatting about. Not even Telegram knows what you're chatting about. And that's why 200 million people used it last month. 200 million. And what do you think is going to happen when they come out with their own coin? You don't think they're going to trust this guy? This guy's as smart as it gets. The guy who owns Telegram, smart as it gets. Okay, but it validates what we're doing. And we're 2 years ahead of the system. Okay, but he was smart at bringing out a chatting service because people just love chatting services. Social media is just gigantic to human beings. We want to communicate with our families and our friends. And we would love it if it was private. So he built this chatting system and he brought in all these people and now he has 200 million people that he can sell his coin to or that can come and join his community. It's not going to be on a trading exchange. Okay, it's going to be an abundance-based coin. At least we hope it doesn't ever go onto a trading exchange. It wouldn't make any sense. Okay, and it's already broken all the records for an ICO. They've already collected $1.7 billion from current and investors in the coin. And that coin's not even going to be available for a year. So people are learning, and they're starting to understand, and they're starting to get the picture of what cryptocurrency and blockchain technology's potential is. Okay, now, yeah, you sign up, okay, and it asks for your name and email address. You'll confirm through those email addresses. I think it asks you to make a password up, and that will be for your Kringle Cash back office. And it also asks what country you live in, because we can see, and we like to keep track of, you know, what countries are growing faster than other countries. And that's interesting. I'll bring that up on another live broadcast one day, someday in the near future. So anyway, that's all that happens. And then basically what happens is you end up on in your back office, and before you are asked to pay $10, there's 10 questions that you're going to come across. And it's basically our mission statement, divided by 10 paragraphs. And you read each paragraph, and then you have 2 answers that you can choose from. One will be true, one will be false, based on what is said in those paragraphs that you read. Okay, and the reason we do this is this will vet people out if they're not like-minded. If they're full of selfishness and greed, they're not going to want to participate. By reading those paragraphs, they're not going to want to. So they won't spend their $10 because there's no refunds. So they won't spend their $10. We don't want anybody in our community unless they are like-minded. We don't want your $10. In fact, that $10 doesn't go to us. It goes to admin. This is the first time he's ever asked for anything from us. And he's doing it only because he feels he has to make people serious, to bring in the right kind of people, and for them not to just sit around and do nothing. If you spend $10, the price of a couple of pizzas, if you go to Little Caesars, if you spend $10, it's nothing, right? But it is something. You had to spend it. You had to actually go in, okay, and send the admin Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum. Gosh, I hear an echo. So you did something, okay? You sent some money, even though it was only $10. But we hope that makes you serious enough, because here's what's going to happen. You go through those 10 questions, and if you're vetted in, meaning you're like-minded and you love everything you just read, you're going to want to spend that $10. It's not going to mean nothing to you. Okay? Do you see the genius of how we have our system? Okay, so that's how you get involved in our community. Now, cookie rewards. Cookie rewards are just point system. It's a point system that admin will give you for doing things like telling other people about our community and bringing them in. That raises the price and the value and the growth of our community. Okay, that's the most important thing. But he'll even reward you if you purchase Kringles. Okay? We need those Kringles in your hands. You can get the gift of $2,000 worth of Kringles, but you can also get yourself a full coin at the current price. Current price of a coin is around 8.5, 8.4 million, I think. One full coin. And of course, when we hit our first billion, that maxes the price out. And a billion coins is all we're making. So the price of the coin will reach a maximum of, if the current price of gold stayed the same, around $2.8 billion per coin. Okay, so if you had one coin, you'd be a multi-billionaire in 2 or 3 years when we hit our first billion. Okay, and our distribution phase right now, we are creating 1 million billionaires, not 2,200. Forget that. We want 1 million billionaires, multi-billionaires. And then we're going to make 1 billion millionaires, multi-millionaires. And then we're going to have enough to feed the world in abundance. The other 6.5 billion people, we'll take care of them, whether we're paying them to work or whatever. We do what we want to. When we, the people, have the money, we can do anything we want. We can build anything we want. We can pay for anything we want. There'll be no more crime motivated by lack. Okay, I'm not going to get into that right now. Of all the solutions that this thing has and will do. Okay, because I could go on for hours about that. But I want to talk about the cookie rewards, because what we do, how that works, is when these cookie rewards get placed into your back office because you either told other people about it and they signed up, or you purchased $100 worth of Kringles from somebody at that current Kringle price that day. You spent $100. That is validated through the blockchain. Admin will put, I forget how much he puts in there. I think he puts 1 million cookies, which is worth 1 full coin for $100. Now, he just changed the system a little bit. There's a new blog, and I wanted to go over that blog, but I've already been talking an hour. But tell you the truth, I didn't quite understand a couple of things. Most of it made sense, okay? And it's basically, again, and that's all he does. And that's another great thing about our community, is he just stays in contact with us almost every day through a blog system. And you can go down and look below on the description of this video and go on to the main site, which is the billioncoin.info, and you can find the blog on there. And he's been blogging since he came out with the coin, like a week after it came out in the coin, like April 2nd, I think, was his first blog in 2016. And if you just read the blogs, you would become extremely educated about cryptocurrency and the economy and history and how it relates and how we are a solution, not just an option. Okay, but if you spent $100, he'd give you I believe the amount would be worth 1 coin, 1 full coin, which is currently worth almost 9 million and will be worth $2.8 billion if the price of gold stays the same as it is today. Okay, the point is, you'll be a multi-billionaire with just 1 coin. And you can get 2 coins for $200 or 10 coins for $1,000. That's leverage like you've never seen. Mankind has never seen that kind of leverage for wealth. Never. It's almost too much for us to believe in because it just sounds too good to be true. But you know what? Microsoft was too good to be true. And when you really look at it, it was too good to be true. We just didn't know it. Okay, we saw the ads, we saw it, but we didn't understand it. So why should we buy Microsoft stock back when it came out? Okay, this is a little bit different. We still don't understand its cryptocurrency. We know social media. Okay, if a new Instagram or new Facebook came out or new Twitter came out and it was on the blockchain, oh, we'd jump to it, right? Wow, a private social media, let me in. But a cryptocurrency is a different animal, so it takes a little bit of education. And that's what we have to do, is educate people through these videos and then get them to, or get you to look at the main site. Okay, there's not really a main site for Bitcoin, but when they came out, they did have a Bitcoin forum where you can go to and get all your questions answered by other people, other owners of Bitcoin. They may still have that. But the point is, you have a community. You are part of something great here. Every patriot in every country in the world needs to belong to our community. They need to. If they knew about it, they'd be in. And we'd be at 1 billion people already. But how do we get the word out? Okay. This is the best way we can get the word out. YouTube, videos, live broadcasts. The more videos that we, members of the community who choose to do these videos, the more we do, the more videos will end up on YouTube. And the tags will have our videos shown as suggested videos to watch when people look up cryptocurrency, because they want to get educated about it. They're going to learn, and they're going to see the billion coin, and they're going to say, what is that? That's exactly how I got informed. That's exactly how I found the billion coin. And back then, which was a little over a year ago, there was, I think the maximum videos I found was 11. There was probably more videos, but I didn't bother to look after 11. 11 videos is all there was. We had like 100,000 members a year ago, and we grew from 100,000 to 3 million. We grew by 30 times. And that was our worst year because, well, the worst out of our 2 years of existence, because we were doing so many peer-to-peer transactions among ourselves that we actually bogged that system down. And for a couple of months, we couldn't even do transactions. Okay, but they were building in the background. They were building 2.0. They're always ahead of us. They're always ahead of us. It is amazing. It is so exciting to be a part of the Billion Coin and its community. Okay, so we grew by 30 times. If we grow by 30 times only, again, over the next 12 months, from March 21st of this year to March 21st of 2019, we'd be at 90 million members. Now, that's still quite a ways from a billion, right? But compare that to Bitcoin, which does have an economy right now, right? People do accept Bitcoin at retailers, merchants, restaurants, service providers. People who can will accept it. You can use Bitcoin. Admin accepts Bitcoin. If you wanted to buy $100 from me, I would ask you for Bitcoin. If you could pay me in Bitcoin, please don't use the US dollar. I don't want it. No, I'm just kidding. But admin won't, not for the $10, okay? But we will accept cash, because we'll turn around and just buy Bitcoin with it. But it makes it easier for people who haven't gotten into cryptocurrency yet to just send $100 through PayPal, right? So, and they can get their cookie rewards. And how that works is every 5 months, we have a whole month where you can go back into your back office under cookie rewards and see the cookie rewards you have, push a button to redeem them, and those cookie rewards will turn into the actual same amount of Kringles, real coins, into your wallet. Okay? Now, we had our second redemption month in May. Okay? What's today? The 3rd. Well, because we're migrating and we had no way of knowing exactly when the system was going to be able to say, okay, now we can migrate, right? That's technology, that's computer. If you know anything about computers, you can't put a timeline on something and say it's going to be done on this day. Okay, but obviously a redemption period, yeah, okay, we're going to make it on May, and 5 months later, the whole month in November, coming up in 2018, that's going to be our next one. Okay, but because of migration, things got a little bit slow, and we decided to extend the redemption period for the first week of June. So we're still actually redeeming cookies. I redeemed mine last night. Okay, and it was really easy. You just push a button and it gets put in your wallet. Okay, so that's the way the system works. Okay, you collect these cookies in your back office, and then in a redemption month, you hit a button and it turns into Kringles, turns into real money, turns into coins, full coins. Whatever cookies amount you got, it equals the value of our coin during a redemption month. The next one's in November. You get in, and in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, you can actually get it redeemed by the 7th, which is what, Thursday? Okay, if you move fast. But you can get full coin for $100. Well, 110. That's leverage like you've never seen. But, you know, it does take time to educate yourself and to believe in it. And you will believe in it. You won't spend a dime unless you do. Okay, we're not trying to, scam you or say, hey, you better do it fast because, the next redemption period won't be for 5 more months. No, that's not what we're about. Take your time. Take your time and educate yourself and go through those questions because it won't cost you anything to sign up. You can start the sign up process. And when you're reading those questions, if you don't agree with what is being said, you can just stop right there and just, close out be done. Okay? And just be done. You wouldn't have paid a cent and nobody's going to know anything about you except your email address. And they never send any email addresses except right in the beginning there to make sure you confirm everything. I don't think I've ever gotten, I think I've gotten one in a year from admin. I mean, come on, that's a lot of people to send emails out to. 3.2 million people. Okay. If he wants to communicate with us, he does it with the blog. We just say he because we can say they, but it just kind of sounds funny. But there's obviously one person writing the blog because he talks about the same thing. He doesn't talk the same thing, but he talks the same way. So you can tell it's the same person. But it is a team effort. He makes it really clear he's not by himself, okay? Which makes complete sense, okay? So that's our cookie reward system, and that's basically how it works. And it's genius because it doesn't let us throw a bunch of Kringles in a bunch of wallets that are just going to go nowhere and people are going to forget about or forget their password or whatever. And then those coins are just gone. That's not what we're about. Okay. And especially now that we're switching over to a new blockchain, we have created a new billion coins. Those old billion coins are going bye-bye. Okay. All we do is go in our back office. Even we have to fill out those 10 questions. And you can't, like I said, you can't fail the test because it will tell you that was the false question. That was the false answer, Paul. Go back and read the paragraph again. Okay. So you go back and read it again and you hit the right one. Or you'll say, that's really was the false? Oh, so that's really what it is? I don't like that. I like being greedy. I like being selfish. I like driving my bitchin' ass car down the street and having all my neighbors look at me with jealousy in their eyes, knowing I pulled out of my 3-story house and they're on their 1-story house. I like that. Anyway, it's terrible, but that's the way so many of us are, right? It's vanity. We can't help it because that's the way we're hardwired. We're hardwired, created subject to vanity. Romans chapter 8, verse 20. Okay, so, and not willingly. We didn't have a choice. Okay, but that's what we're here for, is to learn, to become like God, right? So he will find a way to humble us eventually and get rid of all that vanity. But in the meantime, that's what we deal with. But we're looking for just 1 billion out of 7.6 billion. We're looking for 1 billion like-minded people that are not selfish, okay? That have grown enough to not be selfish and don't mind if everybody's got lots of money. Okay, because there's cars for everyone. There's houses and homes for everyone. There's fresh water for everyone on this earth. They're going to come out. In fact, they're already talking about, hey, Arizona, hey, Nevada, hey, Southern California, you guys are running out of water. You better pay us some money and we'll try to fix the situation. Meanwhile, the whole country of Kuwait, a desert, gets all their water from the ocean. All of it. The country of Kuwait gets all their water from the ocean. They run it through desalination plants, and there's water. Okay? We have desalination plants in California, but the central banking system doesn't like it because it takes the control of this lack of water out of their hands. And then the people are going to realize, wow, the world is 3/4 water. What are you talking about? We don't have any water. We got all the water that we could ever use. We can never use it. We can never use the water that we have. We can never use it up. They don't want you to know that. Meanwhile, desalination factories, plants are popping up all over the world. Okay? It's real easy to make ocean water into the freshest water. All you have to do is distill it. Right? Common sense and logic. Why is it we don't have all these things? Okay? We want to teach you and show you that it's a big lie, so that you'll realize, oh my gosh. And you'll start, it will bring hope. The truth, you know how they say the truth sets you free? It really does. Because when you discover the truth, even though, yes, there's some horror involved in it, in realizing what the bad was and the evil was. But when you see the truth and what the good is, then it changes the way you think. And God gives you this faith. You know, that hope turns into faith. And if you're bummed out for reasons that have to do with lack, that's gone. You see what I'm saying? That's gone. Poverty, horror, terrorism, war, calamity caused by people, evil people, is gone. It's going to be gone. Now, it's not going to make the world a paradise. I always say this. You're never going to get rid of this vanity. You're never going to get rid of hate. That's what vanity is, vanity and hate. Pride and hate, right? So, but it will eliminate crime due to lack. If people have money, what's the point of killing each other for their tennis shoes or their watches or their cars or their purses or their money? There won't be no need. They'll have money. Okay, it's hard to even conceive of that. Some people, you'd probably even worry if they did have money. They're just going to hurt themselves. They're going to drug overdose. But no, because we will take care of them. We will put them in facilities. We will build the best facilities in the world to help the people that are addicted to drugs. We will get rid of drugs. Drugs won't be needed in that sense. Okay? But who knows? Point is, we'll have the ability to get them help. All people, whether it's mental illness that is causing them to be, live on the street, or whether it's drug addiction that causes them to commit crime or to be homeless. Money in abundance will change all that for the better. And that's what you can be a part of by just joining, spending $10 once a year. Okay? Not $30 a month. We're not a charity. We're much bigger. We are an absolute solution. And it will cost you $10. And you will want to spend that $10 when you go through those 10 questions. Okay? So I think I'm going to wrap it up. It's been an hour and 15 minutes, so I've gone way over my half-hour slot, which I do every day. We have a 24/7. We're supposed to have a 24/7 live broadcast going on 24/7. Somebody every half hour is supposed to be on live. And if you've got questions, which I haven't bothered to look at, we're here to answer them live. Okay? Let me see if anybody's got any questions. I don't see any questions. Thank you guys for being with me today on a Sunday. Okay. So I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm scheduled tomorrow, Monday, same place, same time, same channel. But yeah, we're supposed to have, they've divided the 24 hours into half-hour slots. So we could actually get 48 people to do 48 videos a day. And we can double that. We can easily have 2 people live at the same time. Why not? We can have 96 videos going out every day if people would just get on here and do it. As soon as I found out about it, I did everything I could to find out how to do a live broadcast. It took me a few days. I didn't get on right when they started. We started on the 21st of March, our 2nd year anniversary, because we knew we were about to hit migration. And admin said, hey guys, do this. This is the way that we can help build our community. We need to get the word out. We need to tell people about what we have, because there's nothing like it in the world. So those of us who believed in it, I guess, enough and had the available time on their hands are doing it, are doing these live broadcasts. And sometimes we're almost filled. The whole, 48 slots are almost filled. And then there's some days where, maybe 2/3 are filled, or maybe 3/4 are filled. But people are not quick to learn about technology. They're like me. I had to actually look up on YouTube. I mean, really, and say, okay, how do I do a live broadcast? I just, that's what we do, right? If we want to learn something, we just go to YouTube and we find out how to do it. Okay. So then I found out how to do it, and now I'm here. Now I'm no fancy, wancy with my videos like some of these other broadcasters are. They got pictures and they can do this and that, and they got music playing in the background and whatever. I haven't learned how to do all that. I just get on, and if I'm on and I can talk and you can see and hear me, that's cool. All right, so I'll let you guys go. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Unless you're on the other side of the world, it's already Monday. In which case, have another great week. And God willing, I'll be here tomorrow. Now, I do need to make a doctor appointment this week. So, the best time I can get in is around 4:30 or 5. So one of these days this week, I will not be here, but I'm not sure which day. It might be tomorrow, but if I schedule and I'm not here by 5:02, let's say 5:03, then I'm not going to show up. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Love you all, and continue to spread the word about the Billion Coin. And if you're new, just go down below and check out the information in the description of this video. Okay, and then contact me if you have any questions. It's that simple. All right, take care.